Welcome back to Shul Lights. I'm going to do a quick video here with minimal editing, maybe none, just trying to get it out because I've been behind. So I'm looking at the Acebeam Terminator M1. It's a combo flashlight. It's really, I'm just going to tell you the end of the review. This is my conclusion. Best combo light I own. Previously, I gave that to the Olight Marauder Mini. I like combo lights. I like the idea of having a flood and a throw in one light. But I'm going to tell you that this one is smaller than this light, and in my opinion, better at flood and throw combo. So let's get to it. I'm going to try and do all the sections I normally do in a video in this one unedited video. So let's start with the box. It comes in this case, and it's kind of like a little mini Pelican case with little like clips right here. You can see that. And when we open it, you're going to see that there is a foam inside, a foam cutout. Comes with a USB charging cable because the battery has a charging port on the battery. So I gotta take the battery out to do so. Now I'm gonna go ahead and lift this out carefully and not drop it. Set that down. Let's take a look at the light itself. So the light is surprisingly small, man. I was astounded when I got it. The pictures make it look huge. You can see it's easily one-handable, and you can see it next to the Marauder Mini. You can see how much thinner it is than a Marauder Mini, and not even as tall or as heavy. It's just a much smaller light. And you're going to find when we get to the comparison section with the beam shots that I think it does a better job. So that's pretty interesting. Now, let's take a look at the UI really quickly. Actually, before I look at the UI, let's look at the construction. So you've got the LEP, that's the laser emitting phosphor over here. And you see the big lens. And then on this side, you've got the triple, and this would be your LED flashlight. Now that triple comes in two versions. You get a cool white, that's about 3,500 lumens, or you can get the Nichia 509A and 5000K, which is a 95 CRI emitter. That's the one I got, of course, and it's a little less lumens. I measured it at just under 3,000 lumens on my lumen tube. So I won't show you that, but I got just under 3,000. Interestingly, I don't know if it's got a buck driver or a boost driver in here or what, but I noticed that when I hit turbo on the lumen tube, it took about 10 seconds for it to ramp up to 3,000 lumens, and then it steadily came down with battery sag. So that's that's interesting. Most lights don't do that. They usually peak and then come down. So this one actually kind of got a little brighter. Let's take a look also at the fact that most of the electronics and optics are over here, and there's a board right here with the triple, right? But this is all battery cavity. Check this out. If I open this up, go ahead and do that and reveal the battery. You see there's a gigantic 21700, 5,000 milliamp hour battery in here. There it is. Oh, sorry, 5,100 milliamp hour battery with a button top and a charge port, which is USB-C. So this is it's like all battery on the side over here. You got an O-ring, it's well lubed. So this is an excellently made light, like almost every, not almost every Acebeam product is really well made in my opinion. Let's take a look at the UI. So it's easy to turn on. You just hit this power button on the bottom, the light turns on, and then you press and hold to cycle through the modes. Okay, and you can see it doing that as I hold. Now you can see there's a green light on here, which is the power indicator for the battery. It says that the battery is, charged mostly. I think I didn't look in the manual, but it's like, I don't know, I think 60% and higher, it's going to be green, then it goes like orange and red. But I do want to show you this. Okay, there's 4 power modes here, right? So you turn it on and you got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, if I turn it off and press and hold, I get to a moonlight. Now, that moonlight is 1 lumen on my lumen tube. I was really surprised that they could put out 1 lumen. Let me go ahead and turn the camera down to the ground here and look at how, I don't even see that on the ground. That's excellent. So I can see it on my hand here, but not on the ground. So that's great. For a light like this to have that, I'm astounded. Now, I also want to point out that when the light is off, turn it off, press and hold, it's still holding, and then triple flash. When I let go, it is now locked out. And every time I hit, you're going to get this little indicator to show you that it's locked out. Press and hold again to unlock. You're going to get triple flash up here. You let go, you're good to go. Now, when the light is on, you can also double tap to go to turbo, right? So let me press to go to the low. There's low. Let me go ahead and tilt the camera down again. So there's low. There's like level 2 out of 4, 3, 4, and then double tap, and there's turbo, okay? I'll get to beam shots in a moment, but just want to show you operation. Now, when the light is on, you can hit this top button, the protruding button, to switch from flood to spot. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. Now, let me show you this. Okay, let's tilt up a little bit. This LEP is so much fun, and it's one-hand operatable. I don't know if that's a word. I can operate it with one hand. So what I'm saying is with one hand, I can grab this right here, and look at that. The beam can be operated like that with one hand, okay? Very, very cool. And the LEP has a low and a high, and then a turbo, okay? So let's see here. Where am I at? I don't know. All right, so there's the low. Let's put it on this tree right here. So there's low, and I'll press and hold. There's high. Press and hold again, low, high, low, high. Now if I double tap, turbo. And the turbo is brighter, but honestly, it's not a lot brighter than the high. But there you go, low, high, and then slightly higher turbo. Now, of course, another cool feature of this when I turn it on is notice that to get this circle with the LEP, to get that, notice on the beam there, that how it hits a point here. Seeing that point goes up and down the range there as I adjust. Well, when I'm on high or turbo and I've got this focused at this near point here, you can absolutely light fires on dark pieces of paper and stuff like that. So that's I don't know, maybe a survival thing, or maybe just show off to your friends. All right, so we talked about UI. Let's talk about how it stacks up against the Olight Marauder Mini, show you some beam shots, show you why I love it so much. Okay, so for all of this, I'm gonna have the Terminator in my right hand. I'll have the Marauder Mini in my left. Let's start with some shots of the ground here and show you why I think the Terminator M1 just bested the Marauder Mini. So when I turn the Marauder Mini on, notice that the hotspot is relatively narrow, and there's a little spill beyond that. Let's turn it off and you can see the difference. So, I mean, let me go ahead and lock my exposure here. Sorry about that. There you go, locked. Okay, now when I turn on the Terminator here, look how much floodier that is. Look at that. Right? Now let me turn it down to a reasonable, there we go, output. So let's try and match these. There we go. So I'm just noticing that it's already much wider. So the Terminator is much wider than the Marauder Mini. And then the spot on the Marauder Mini is not as tight as the spot on the Terminator. So this thing goes wider to narrower than this does. So for me, that's the way to go. I'll go ahead and double click on the Marauder Mini. That's turbo. Okay, and I'll go ahead and double click over here, and that's turbo. So the Marauder Mini is a low CRI, and it has more candela on the flood because of the fact that it's, more directional. So it's going to put out a little more light on some of these objects. So let's go take a look. But again, I don't think you really care about max. I don't think we really care about max lumens on these objects. I mean, this is a jack of all trades light, right? You care about how it does in a variety of situations. So let's take a look at the Marauder Mini over here. Okay, let's see here. Let's go ahead and unlock it, turn it on. Okay, so here, this is low. And let me go ahead and lock the exposure on the distant object here. And okay, so we don't get any. Okay, so there we go. There's high and down the street. So that's the Marauder Mini. And the Marauder Mini is a little brighter than the Acebeam. Let's go and turn the Acebeam on and go to turbo. So there's a turbo, but you can see how much floodier this is. See, it's super floody. Okay, so I like the high CRI and I like the nature of the flood. I like the shape of the beam. This is more like, see, I'm only like hitting this area here or this area here, where with this guy, it's like I'm lighting up from here all the way to here. So for close up, I'm telling you, for short range, this is a much better light, okay? Now let's take a look at the throw. So I'll unlock it. Okay, so here is the fixed beam on the Marauder Mini, and I'll make sure it's on turbo. So there you go, down to the end of the street. Okay, now let's go ahead. I'll try and match the beam size. Okay, I'll make sure that I'm on high. There we go. So there's the Marauder Mini. Here is the Acebeam Marauder Mini. There's less tint shift with the Acebeam. There's Marauder Mini on the left. There's the Terminator. And again, the Marauder Mini might be a little brighter. I think it is, but not when I do this. Let's go the other way. See how much brighter, especially those trees at 120 meters down there are being obliterated by the Terminator. Here, let me go ahead and zoom in. Now let me get this focused. There we go. Okay. See the difference, man? It's really incredible. So here's the O-Light, and here's the Marauder Mini. I'm sorry, got that backwards. Here's the O-Light Marauder Mini, and here's the Terminator M1 from Acebeam. So you can see what a difference it is. I'll widen this up a little bit. See, I'm dialing this one in, dialing. So just, you cannot like understate, overstate. I guess I'm overstating. You cannot overstate how much better this one operates for the stated purpose of being a combo light. I'm telling you, this is my favorite combo light now. I mean, the size, it's pocket friendly, definitely sits in one hand. I mean, it'll fit in my jeans front pocket. It's bulky, but it'll fit in there. This is one light that does it all. This is your Lord of the Rings, one light to rule them all right here. So, oh, I'll give you some stats. Okay, so I got 3,000 lumens over here. I definitely got 95 CRI. That's on the LED side. On the LEP side, all you care about is candela, and I measured it 1,700 meters. All right, 1,700 meters, high CRI, all in one package. Really easy to use, great. Oh, here's another thing. The UI is so great. I didn't even tell you about this. Check this out. This is insane. I love this. So if I turn it on, and I'm on the LEP, right? And let's say I set this to low. Okay, so I got a low in the LEP. I switch to the LED, and I double tap to turbo, right? So I'm on high. When I go back to LEP, I'm still low. When I go back to the LED, well, I double tap to turbo, so that was a bad idea. Let's set it to high. Okay, there's high. Okay, so watch. Low, high, low, high. Let's reverse it. So now I'm on high here. Come over here and let's put on low. There you go. See that? I just realized that I probably misspoke a little bit. It wasn't on high, it was on medium high. So Acebeam does it on purpose. It's just, see here. See, that's high right there, right? When I switch and come back. No, it was on high. Yeah, it was on high. So no, there you go. That's exactly what I was saying. I just love that this UI is memorizing where you leave it. Really excellent UI. All right, guys, thanks for the short video. I mean, 13 minutes isn't too super short, but it was short for me to make. Sorry it wasn't really, all droney and special effects like I usually do, but I want to get the video out there and I don't want to wait another week. So I hope you understand the impetus for why I did this. And with that, peace.